Wait, what date was that? Oh my God, wait, what's today? Oh, no way. May 16th. May 16th, 2010. Today is May 15th. Holy moly. This was 15 years ago. I didn't even catch that. So just literally right this moment. 15 years ago, I started talking about writing this book. And today, finally, it's here. It didn't take 15 years to write it, but maybe actually it did. As a male educator at your school site, it can get lonely. Only 23% of K-12 educators in America are male. And just think about what this gender gap means for your male students. They experience disproportionate levels of discipline. This is a show for male educators who want to feel more understood by their community and want to create emotionally safe classrooms and schools for the next generation of male students. Welcome to Unmasking with Male Educators. Hey, what's up, folks? Welcome to Unmasking with Male Educators, the Taking Off the Mask podcast. I am excited for this episode. You know, our guest today got sick, and we wish him well, that he has a speedy recovery. And as it happened, I was thinking, okay, well, I'll just, reschedule it and do something else. But then this idea came that maybe everything's happened for a reason. Not that he got sick for a reason, but the things that opening in my schedule to do something that is very important to me. And so in today's episode, I'm going to talk about two things. I'm going to talk about, one, this journey of me as an educator, dreaming of writing a book, dreaming of writing the stories down, dreaming of capturing them in some way. And two, I am going to read you a section from the book. It arrived today. This is the proof. Oh, I gotta approve the proof. Okay, wait. Okay, I went to go approve the proof, and then they started giving that last minute notice. They're like, just so you know, once you click this, you can't change anything. And I'm like, oh my God, now I've already approved it. I approved the digital proof. I approved the handheld proof, and the nerves are still kicking in. So maybe what I'm gonna do right now is I'm gonna go back to that screen where I have to approve the proof that I've proofed and reread and reread. I've read this thing so many times, and I still found things that I'm like, oh, I should change that. But this is what one of my mentors told me. He said, when you put a book out in the world, just know as soon as you put it out there, you're going to notice things you wish you had changed. So I'm taking that in. I'm taking a lot of lessons from writer friends. And definitely I'm self-publishing this one. So I'm having to really be in the weeds of all the stuff, which, if I get in the weeds as a gardener, as a planter, as a person who likes growing food, it can be in the garden for a long time. But today I'm going to focus on this book, and I'm really excited that you get to be here with me. And because it just arrived today, like I'm just having my own author copy in my hand, that it's like when I've watched people open their own books before, and you're just like, are they really excited? Like, are they really excited? And I know that I can feel the feeling. It wants to come forward in a lot more eruption, but I'm taming it down right now so that these mics don't get obliterated with my loudness. But what I am going to do is I'm going to sign the printed proof of order 204377, and I have done. Happy question to help. Okay, begin printing immediately. Oh, I was supposed to record this. I was supposed to record this. I didn't even record this. Please, let me see if it do it. Did it do it? Oh, it did it. Oh my God. I was supposed to record that. Anyway, you're seeing it in real time. You're seeing what's happening right now. You're hearing it in real time. I was in there half an hour ago, and I was about to approve it, and I stopped. So I don't know, my mind is racing, and so a lot of excitement in here. And I think that maybe where I'll start today, because we're going to talk about the journey of like thinking about writing a book, but also this is all about this journey of following your heart, about following the thing that calls you to become more alive. There's a quote by Howard Thurman that says, don't ask what the world needs. Ask what makes you come alive and go do that. because what the world needs is more people who have come alive. And I'm clear that when I was an engineer, I was making a lot of money, but I don't know. I would say that I was fully alive in so many ways, like soul alive. Like this is what I should be doing. This is the work that I'm feeling called. I can do it. I want to do it, and it's going to fulfill me for the rest of my life. Now, as an engineer, I can tell you I was making good money, so I was fulfilled in those ways. But mostly I was just at every happy hour. If you heard me tell the story before, I didn't miss me and my engineer friends, we had like spreadsheets for happy hour where the free drinks were, free food, free bands, free music, free this. Like it was just like, it was a strategy. I mean, we had good money, but we were smart too, right? So those were the journey of like education, of like being in this engineering world and transitioning to becoming a teacher when I didn't go out as much, but I'm clear that the work was deeply meaningful in so many ways. So, let me just paint a picture for you. I have a I guess you call it a legal pad in my hand right here. And, I used to keep notes on these because it was easy as a teacher. I would be everywhere. I'd be going to meetings and put it on a clipboard and just exchange it. It was easy to kind of like, keep it together, all the notes. And I started writing in this one when I was working in Marin at Mark Day School. Formerly it's called St. Mark's. When I was there, it was St. Mark's. It is now Mark Day. And there's a note in here from May 16th of 2010. So timeline, Ever Forward's Club started in 2004. Ever Forward is 6 years old. I am at a school in San Rafael as a math specialist. Ever Forward is trying to still run at that school. But that year, we had a lot of drama. That year, there was a new leadership. And 2010, yeah, it was the work at the original site was already in its fading days because the principal at the time was making things very difficult. But I was clear that my journey was not going to get me stuck anywhere. And so 2010, in my second year at Mark Day School, I'm processing what's next. I'm processing, am I going to go back to Oakland and teach at this charter school? Am I going to stay at the Mark Day School, which is a beautiful place? Like I told people every day I get to drive to Disneyland. And why would you leave that? I mean, I still lived in Oakland, but I drove to Terra Linda every day in just this beautiful area, community, school. And I there was no reason to leave. Like there's no reason, like philosophically, in terms of you being an educator who gets to do good teaching. Because there you get to focus a lot more on teaching. You're not spending a whole lot of energy on classroom management. And so I could tell you a lot of stories about that journey of me working there. But what I would always realize when I went back to my old school, when I went back to talk to teacher friends, like I could hear in their voice and I could tell how tired they were. And I knew about being tired as an educator. I remember I was there with them. But there was a difference when teaching in Marin. There's a difference between being a math specialist in Marin. It was like, we're not trying to wear you out. Like, you're smart, you're brilliant, you're talented. We want you, you're teaching our youth here, but we're not going to try and wear you out, squeeze you out, wring you out until you have nothing left when you leave here to go home. I mean, I would leave my job and have amount of energy that I was like, is this real? Like, is this real? Like I'm leaving work with more energy than maybe when I got here. Like, and I'm working. But I'm not so stressed out. It's a different kind of stress. I mean, obviously you have kids who are high achievers and parents who want them to do well and all these things about the different rules of working in an independent school system. But I'm talking about like when I would go see my teacher friends, I would just sometimes have to put on a mask and be just like, yeah, it's just one of them days, I couldn't find myself to be like, I have more energy than I've ever known what to do with. I couldn't find myself to be able to say things like that because it was happening in my soul. But anyway, May 16th, I'm in some dilemma in my mind, but I'm also knowing that Ever Forward is 6 years old. We've been through a lot. I've been through a lot, not only as an educator, as a teacher, but just on a journey of education. So May 16th, I said, in this legal pad, yellow, and the fact that I found this is, well, if you know, like I collect, I'm a teacher, so I have a lot of collections of things in here. I have writings from students my first year teaching, 2004, that I now know why I kept them. Like, not that I just kept them for nostalgia's sake, which is probably part of the reason, but I kept them before what's about to happen next. What's about to happen next with this book that is releasing on, in a week, depending on when you're hearing this, is releasing on 5/28/25. That's May 28th, 2025, 5/28/25. And if you're a math person like me, you know that's a palindrome, right? It's the same number. You read it forward as you read it backwards. So that's a date the book will be releasing. But even before that, we have our 21st annual community challenge coming up on May 24th. It's a whole week of palindromes. That week is a whole week of palindromes from May 20th, 2025 to May 29th, 2025. Like every day, that whole 10, 11 days are palindromes, which is always exciting. And this is the anniversary month of the Ever Forward Club. Ever Forward Club started in May. And actually, I probably should, I've read that letter to you once before. I don't have it handy, but I will find it. When I first invited those students to become a part of the Ever Forward Club. But when I thought about writing this book, I brought that story back up. So I'm going to tell you how it was. At the top, it says ideas. And then it says, let's write this book we have been talking about. Branch like a tree, B Ranch, Brancho, Mr. B, Senor Rama, Shanti Cuz. Those are nicknames that students would call me in class. I didn't know that back in 2010 I was using Branch like a tree, but anytime I order a drink at a cafe or something, they say, what's your name? And I say Branch like a tree. Because if I tell them Ashanti, we're into spelling bee kind of situation, and I just don't have the capacity. So I'm just like, oh, Branch like a tree. And then they'll be like, huh? And I'm like, Branch like a tree. And then they're like, oh, okay. And then they'll get it, right? So Branch like a tree, B Ranch, that's what students used to call me. Brancho, add an O to the end, Mr. B, Senor Rama. Rama is branch in Spanish. Now, Rama was my name as a wrestler. And when I wrestled in high school, all my team were Latino brothers, and they called me Rama. All of them spoke Spanish. I didn't. I think that's why my Spanish is probably pretty good right now, because I was hearing a whole lot of Spanish, but I had no idea what they were talking about. And Shanti Cuz. Shanti Cuz, it came from Tony and Michael. Tony and Michael, they use that, and then other people would be like, what is he? Are they calling you by your first name? Even teachers would be freaking out. Like, you let them call you by your first name? I'm like, yeah, that's their nickname. Like, Shanti Cuz. Like, when they first found out my name, they're like, your name is Ashanti? Shanti Cuz? And then that's how Ashanti Cuz came up. But anyway, so I wrote that in the beginning. This is getting longer than I planned. So I'm not going to read this whole thing because there's like 5 pages here. And I thought this would be the opening of the book. The book has been in my mind for, as you see, from May. Wait, what date was that? Oh my God. Wait, what's today? Oh, no way. May 16th. May 16th, 2010. Today is May 15th. Holy moly. This was 15 years ago. I didn't even catch that. So just literally right this moment. 15 years ago, I started talking about writing this book. And today, finally, it's here. It didn't take 15 years to write it, but maybe actually it did. Maybe like it wasn't ready until it was ready to come forward. Like, I've been writing about it. I've been talking about it. I've been thinking about it. I've been even telling people I was going to do it. And it just kept to seem like it was pushing further back. So this writing right here in this legal notebook was written May 16th, 2010, May 16th, which is 15 years ago tomorrow. So this is like, I've dreamed about this for a long time. I've talked about writing this book, but only to myself. No one sees my journal. So no one would have seen this except me, and only a few people who I really trust would I have told them about it. But this is what happened. I am reflecting in here about my teaching journey because that's what I really believed was a powerful story. Not that not that I'm saying it was powerful because I'm anybody special, but I think powerful in the sense that what happens when someone follows their heart? What happens when someone follows their heart, their gut, their soul that tells them this is what you should be doing in the world, and they listen? Because I'm clear about doing the work I thought I was supposed to be doing, that I really wanted to be doing, and I was good at it. And then this shift happens. And so I'm reflecting back to my first year teaching, fall of 2003. And so I wrote this. I'm gonna just read some of what I wrote in this legal notebook about my journey. And I said this will be in part 2. Because I'm totally forgot I even wrote this, but I'm so glad I found it. That first day I walked into class, I had butterflies in my throat. I started talking and although words came out, it was silent. Okay, let's start out our first activity. I have thought about this day for a long time. Don't be too nice. Don't be too mean. Stay in control. I wrote this before the first class. I am so scared right now. That first semester sucked. Dealing with those attitudes and the 3 Ashleys. I had 3 Ashleys. I'm not going to say their last names here, but there are 3 of them. All unique in so many ways. I mean, we had the quiet one, Ashley. We had my attitude, Ashley, and we had the sweet one. The one was just super sweet. But just amazing. Like that. These are the memories I have from that first year teaching. Dealing with, I had a girl in my class who reminded me of my little sister, and she liked to talk with her neck. And because I couldn't do her like my little sister, I had to tame my emotions. I hadn't joined my own men's team by that time. I was still rough around the edges. I'm still an engineer. I'm from Oakland. I'm a little rough. I'm not gonna be tiptoeing around no teenagers, and we butted heads because she tried to talk to me like she could talk to me anyway. And boy, we had it out. We had it out on many days. It was a mess. That's what I wrote. It was a mess. Chris, man, sleeping in class, amazing wardrobe, mostly absent. Often the young man who was always seemed to be mad at the world. I liked him a lot. Trey, man, hyper active, great kid, wants to do well. Arturo, his story is a big part of my journey. I've talked about him in the last couple of episodes about Arturo's and my journey. He's not in this first book, but he definitely will be in the second one. I don't know how. Yeah, see, I told you the book is there's so many things you're like, how can I tell everything in this one book? I'm not spending 18 years writing a manuscript. I'm really trying to just tell the journey of this diary. So it's some diary entries, but Arturo is a big part of that journey if you know who Arturo is. The second semester, I was still a little shaky, but I had learned from the first you see, I'm reading my own writing. But I had learned from the first semester what not to do. Okay. So I started the semester with having students make a commitment. And it was a commitment of how they were going to take charge of their education. Here's a commitment I'm making. I have those papers over there, man. I'm telling you, I have those papers. Over there that second semester in January where I'm like, that last semester didn't go well. I'm working harder than they're working. I'm not supposed to be working harder than you. I already got my education and I love math. So you don't have to make me think hard to work hard on math. I like to do that. But I need you to be working hard too. And I'm going to meet you here. I'm going to do my best to push you and encourage you, but you got to do the work. And I realized that I needed to have them start with a commitment. So the first assignment was starting with a commitment. I have those papers over there. You're going to hear about those coming up soon, but I don't have time for that right now. So when I think about the ones who I invited to that first meeting of Ever Forward, I was like, we got to try something. Now, mind you, my first year teaching, I'm also doing my master's at Mills College. I'm doing research. I'm trying to figure out what is motivating students to do homework in the math class. What's the things that are not motivating them? What's the things that are pulling them away from being motivated? I was really trying to figure that out. And there was a bunch of students, and I don't have all of them here. I have find that photo of all the young men who were part of that first meeting. You see, whenever Forward Club first started in May of 2004, that first meeting we had, I invited a bunch of young men. I sent them an invitation to their class. Actually, something's telling me I should just read it. I should just read it. So in the letter, it was me telling them that I wanted them to be a part of this club. I thought I was going to teach for about 10 years, 5 years, get really good at teaching. And then I was going to maybe start this club because I had an idea of this club in the back of my mind called the Ever Forward Club. It was connected to me in deep ways. Those words, ever forward, ever forward. All of my letters were signed back in 2004, ever forward. And so when you think about what I wrote to them in that letter, this letter, May of 2024, it says, congratulations. You're being invited to be one of the founders of what I believe is the most phenomenal club that has ever been created, the Ever Forward Club. The reason it is the best student club that you have ever heard of is because it's all about you. It's designed so that you, as an individual and as a collective group, can reach your goals. If you have received this letter, not only are you being asked to be a member of this club, but you're being invited to be a member of the founding class. This means that you have an opportunity to develop the Constitution and make decisions on how the club will be run. Now, this is May of 2024. This is the end of the school year. I got some of these students I'm inviting, they're not doing so well in my math class. They're not doing so well in some other class. Some of them are doing great academically, but socially there's some disconnects that we're trying to encourage or inspire. So I'm inviting them to this, not only this meeting, I'm inviting them to be a part of something in the future. My goal is they're coming back in the fall. No one's going to drop out. No one's going to leave school. So let's prepare for the fall that we're going to do something amazing. What is it? A club where students work together on issues that encourage, support, and assist each other to reach their personal and academic goals. And at the same time, building a community of learners that are not afraid to work hard, think big, reach for the stars, and believe that they can have anything and everything that they've ever dreamed of. Why you? You are a champion. You are a special person who I believe will make this an amazing club and also help make this club an amazing experience for others. First, this is their first name. There's one of my little male merge little things in there. There is a fire inside of you waiting to burn through. You are special to this SLZ community, and it's time to start showing why. How does it work? Well, it starts with you. There will be only one opportunity to express your interest in being a founder of this amazing club. It is important that you attend because we will begin building a community and getting to know each other better. We will have our informational meeting look, Gary, I even have the date here. We will have our informational meeting Monday, May 24th at 3:30 p.m. That's me. This letter is me inviting them to a meeting on May 24th. Can you say dance-a-thon, somebody? That's the day of the dance-a-thon. Holy moly. That is 21 years ago. May 24th was our first meeting of the Ever Forward Club. Come on now. How did I not? Oh my God. See, I would not have read this letter if I was recording this podcast episode because I wouldn't have put the dates together. I knew we've been around 21 years. I knew that. I didn't know this connection. Maybe that should have been the release of the book date. Maybe that should be the release of the book. Anyway, that's another conversation for another day. Monday, May 24th, 2004 at 3:30 p.m. in room P8. Now, it was a portable 8. Please be on time and plan to spend about 30 minutes to an hour. If there's any reason that you feel you cannot make it, please contact me as soon as possible in room P8 or at this number. Ever Forward, Mr. Branch. Man. I wrote the phone number. You remember how old this letter is? Old relative, 21 years. I didn't even put 510 in front of it. Because you didn't have to put 510 in front of your phone number back in 21 years ago. That sounds like I'm talking like an old guy, right? Like these old back in the day, you didn't need to put 5. Anyway, that's just a little tidbit. You can't see it, but I will show this. I will post this on social media so you can see the letter, the actual letter. And so those young men in that photo came to that first meeting after school. And some of them were like, I'm interested. Some of them were like, I don't know. But they all came. We talked And we were in the process of building. This is the last week of school. School's over in one more week. They're going off to the summer. And when we came back in the fall, that's when it all happened. That's when the magic of whatever had happened in this letter, that meeting coming together was a part of the journey. Listen, as I look at this essay, this letter that I posted in my D school application, I realized I wrote a lot about this journey. Here's the picture. I got the picture right here. So I'll show you this picture. I'll show this picture. May 24th of 2004. Man. So I want you to know that as I talk about what's happening right now with this book that's just released, it's more than just me writing a book. I'm hoping you're getting to see. I'm not here trying to sell you a book. I mean, I do hope you buy a book, but I'm not here trying to sell you a book. I'm here trying to tell you that where this came from. 21 years of education as a teacher who came to a profession from being a student who loved by the time I got to high school. I loved school, but I also didn't always love school. I've been a very bad student, academically, even behaviorally. But I also know what it's like to be an amazing student. And bad students get treated very differently than good students. I mean, you would think that, right? But I'm just talking about in a bigger sense. Not only do they get treated differently, like the way teachers respond to you, to your request to go to the bathroom, to your request for another copy of the ditto, or your request because you forgot something and you need some extra time. Like all of your requests become very different when you're a student who teachers like and when you're a student who teachers don't. When you're a good kid and you're a bad kid. And because I've been both, I know what it's like to be treated like that from a teacher, from a school. And so as a teacher, educator, I knew that students that were failing my class, I wasn't mad at them because they failed my class. I mean, I was upset that they didn't do their best, but I did my best to like keep treating them as an individual. Like, what am I missing? What do I need to be doing differently to help you? And so I think what I'll do is, because there's more to read here in this, and I'm not going to read more, but I want you to know the reason the Ever Forward Club started was because there were clear data that our young men were struggling. This is 2004. There were clear data that our young men at that school were struggling. And I saw it. But because there was only a handful of men teachers at the school, and I was the only African-American male teacher at the school, there was a big gap between how I saw the data on that paper and how other people saw the data on the paper, because we all got a list of the data. And I have it somewhere. I have remember the meeting? I have the spreadsheet, and the data was saying something like this. 43% of Latino males were failing 2 or more of their classes. Now, we were on the block schedule back then. So 2 classes, half of your classes. And 37% of African-American males were failing 2 or more of their classes. Like, there was a high failure of students in their classes. And I was like, why are there no programs here for this? There's no programs. There's no engagement. What they began to think of is that, I'm going to just give you an extra math class. Hey, you're failing math. You must need some math skills. Let me give you some better skills. And then you get a second math class. And I'm like, oh my goodness. Like, if a kid doesn't want to do 1 math class, what makes you think they want to do 2? And now you pretty much set them up for failing 2 classes if they're having an internal resistance. But these are things I was confused about. But as a new teacher, I just kept it moving. But when I saw this data and no one stood up for me on that paper at this staff meeting, I stood up. And I said to Miss Canberra, I said, can I just, I'm new here, and I just want to name this. I'm new here. I'm actually a little nervous because I'm coming from an engineering career where I speak up in meetings all the time. As a teacher, you kind of just like let the meetings go and then you just leave, right? You just, they may ask you questions or whatever, but I'm not standing up to like take on no leadership stuff like that. I'm talking about like, do you see that these young men are struggling? Like, do you see this data? You see where I'm on this paper? And because I was on a wrestling team, I told you, with all Latino men, I saw my friends on that paper too. I'm like, what's going on? And I saw those young men in my class who I saw how they were showing up. I saw they were smart, but not showing it. I saw they were brilliant, but it's not cool. I saw how they did it. I saw the athletes who were eligible for the sports season they played in only. I saw it. And so what I'm trying to say is this journey of 21 years of Ever Forward Club, the journey of 21 years in the classroom, and now I don't work specifically in a classroom every day. I work on the outside in, so whether I'm in assemblies or workshops in classrooms or whatever the look of it may be, it is clear that I am supposed to be here. And when I opened this package up today, when I opened this book up today, I saw 20 years, 21 years. I see this teacher at the desk, head down, all these words on the board, trying to just figure it out. Like, why is this not working? I'm smart. I like these kids. I want to do this job, and I'm doing a horrible job. And I was not willing to let it last. And so today, as I flip through this thing, and I flipped through it already 20 plus times, just looking at it, and let me read a chapter for you because I think it will help. I may have told this story once before, but it's a really important story for me, of how not only me as a teacher, but how Ever Forward tried to really help young people see education differently. So this is chapter 4. This happened in 2007, right before I went to India for my Fulbright fellowship. A part of our agreement in Ever Forward Club was that if home was too challenging to do homework, students could come to my classroom after school and do their homework. Actually, it was kind of expected. Students came to my class after school most times. One afternoon, a young man came and sat down to do work, an essay. I'm getting ready for my classes. While he worked, I'm preparing for the next day, cleaning up, organizing. The student never bothered me when they came in after hours. Sometimes they would play around and I would throw them around the room or something, or I would make them help me clean something. I didn't bother them unless I was feeling silly and wanted to have fun, right? The students worked for maybe 15 minutes, this young man, and he picked up his bag and turned to me before leaving. I'm done. I'm heading home. There's no way you finish an essay that fast. Yeah, I did. I'm already finished. My teacher told me I only have to write 3 paragraphs. There is no such thing as a 3-paragraph essay. No, for real, it's true. Though I wanted to believe him, I was still going to confirm his story. So I picked up the phone and called the teacher who assigned the essay. They confirmed that this young man was saying and went a step further. Oh, I know he struggles to write. So I told him he only has to do 3 paragraphs. I mean, that's not that. I wrote it like this. So I told him that he only needs to turn in 3 paragraphs. That's what I wrote on the paper. I'm saying it out. I'm narrating it and trying to tell you at the same time. Let me read the words on the paper. Okay, then I hung up the phone. I was happy the student had told me the truth, but unhappy about something else. I looked over at him and he started talking. See, I told you. I'm like, yeah, you're right. I sure appreciate you telling me the truth. Now have a seat. You're going to redo the essay. You aren't going to allow them to accept less or expect less of you. It gives me a look like, what the, like that kind of look. Like, what the, if you can write 3 paragraphs, you can write 5. Doesn't matter if it's hard. Don't let somebody expect less of you. Your development is going to be hard. Your growth is going to be hard. Growing is taking those hard things and making them easier. The young man sat back down to work and rewrote his essay. I don't blame the teacher. In fact, I'm thankful for them. They were doing the best they could at the moment to help this young man. It was my job to make sure he held himself to higher standards than what others expected of him so that he could see and be his best self. Young man, don't let anybody expect less of you than they would expect from their own child. I know it's not always easy, but you can do hard things. Man. See, this is a diary. And so I tell you in the intro that some of it won't make sense. And that's actually right. It's a journey of me taking notes and writing for 20 years of education, sometime in clear sentences, sometime in notes. But today I get to share this with the world. And so thank you. Thanks for listening to this conversation. Thanks for being a part of the journey with us. Thank you for helping us get the word out to the world. If you know a teacher, educator, administrator, please share it with them. The pre-sale will start soon. You'll see it somewhere. whenever you happen to listen to this episode, the book will be out in the world. You can go to our website, everforwardclub.org. You can go to social media at everforwardclub or at Branch Speaks, and you will be able to find it out there somewhere. Wish us luck as we get ready for this dance-a-thon. We are looking for community to be involved. If you are in the Bay Area and you want to highlight your child, your niece, nephew, a teacher, invite them to the dance-a-thon. We have 150 tickets that we have been preparing for an amazing event. Fun, silent disco, food, friends. Just we're expecting it to be an amazing experience, and we're going to need you to be there. We don't need you to be there. We would like you to be there. We want you to be there. We want you to experience what it's like the community to come together in celebration of youth and the celebration of education. If you know about education, you know it's under attack, and we have work to do. Those of us who have enjoyed our education and didn't have to fight for having our education, I am going to channel the words of a former president, Barack Obama. He says, this next season, may cost something. It may cost you some time. It may cost you some steps. It may cost you something to bring the world back to at least some sense of civility. But that's another conversation for another day. That's another conversation for another topic. And we look forward to you being a part of this journey with us. Listen, if you haven't known, we just hit 85,000 masks in this movement. We are so close to this 100,000 milestone. Our vision is that by the fall, that will happen. But anyway, I'm giving you lots of little announcements right now. I'll just say last thing. If you know an educator that you want to share this with, please go to our social media. Go to everforwardclub.org. You can order the book there. There's bulk discounts. So if schools want to order them for their teachers, we want to make it easy for them to get. And we appreciate you. Thank you so much. We'll talk to you real soon. Be well. Bye now, folks.